Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister.
Welcome back to another episode of Black Owned Soul Sister Podcast. That is B.O.S.S. Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We in there. And I am talking to all of the artists out there, my poetry people, my theatrical people, everyone that is in the arts and just express their creativity, whether it's through movement, writing. I just wanted to share my experience and how poetry has really played a big part in my life. So I have some poetry to share with you guys today. So I'm going to keep it nice and short and just give you guys some little examples on how poetry has become a big therapy a part of my life, and how now, doctors are prescribing poems to people to actually get through their psychological emotions and their endeavors that they are dealing with in life, ups or downs, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things some people get misconstrued. Poetry is not just that, oh, I'm in a dark space, my life's not right, everything's all to pieces, let me go and write into my book. No, it's really like a journal of your life, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has a journal. Everyone has a book stored up in the storehouses of information. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a book of life. So who's going to write your book? And so at an early age, I really started writing poetry when I was like 5. I used to scare my mom and my grandma, telling them and writing them poetries about my death. And they were like, honey, you are 6 years old. Why are you writing poems about being up in heaven now? This is not your time. And I don't think at that time they understood, like, no, I'm not writing about my death. I'm writing about, my spirit is writing about what it remembers. I found out through me writing at a young age that this was actually my spirit calling me to remember who I was before I even got to, the whole life itself. So I do thank God, and I'm grateful for that experience as well. So long story short, my mom and them were like, okay, we have got to deviate this girl from writing poetry about death. And I literally just became the obituary poem writer in so many obituaries across my hometown. And you can definitely see, like, I've written the poems in a lot of obituaries. As I grew up writing the poems, it was kind of like, it kind of evolved from, I'm like, okay, let me stop giving them the outlook of like, this is death, because obviously they don't understand that that's where I'm going to, but let me start changing it as to like the rebirth, you know what I'm saying? And so that's when, like, as I got older, probably like 11, it was kind of like, the rebirth of someone, the rebirth of a new being, a new spirit. And so that's what kind of dug me into that. So I'm not trying to get too dark, too deep with y'all on that. I just want to, let that be known that, that kind of stuck with me. I experienced the loss of my grandfather at a young age. And so that really helped me with that therapy. And also with my grandmother, it helped me with writing that therapy. The poems, quote unquote, the poems that I write on my high points are actually songs. I realize my poetry, when I'm, vibrating in the material realm or in the third dimension, when I'm vibrating between the third and fourth dimension, I'm in a poetry space, you know what I'm saying? And then when I am vibrating, in the fourth, fifth, and beyond dimensions, that's when it becomes into my music. And so that's kind of why I feel like I'm very sacred when it comes to my music. I haven't even released any of my songs because I feel like they're just so deep to me. They're my babies. And, it is really one of those parts where it's like, just one step at a time. I can't like throw everything out there. I have to just pace myself. Life is life and we live. So keep in mind that a lot of us are psychologically beeped up. And we really have to get through it, whether it's a journal we spoke about in the last episode with Aisha, or whether it's, really coming to that realization and starting to meditate. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about with Cece, we really, really have to get and tap into of who we are. And so with that being said, I want to share this little clip with y'all about doctors really prescribing poems to their patients.
An unlikely source of comfort and therapy with proven results for anyone dealing with issues like anxiety or stress.
As CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez shows us, more doctors are writing a prescription for poetry.
Amanda Gorman's inaugural words and presence inspired a collective poetry awakening.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade?
She showed that the right words at the right time can really make a difference.
Dr. Norman Rosenthal is a psychiatrist who agrees words can help heal.
One of the things I prescribe is a poem when it can be helpful.
Dr. Rosenthal collected these and others in a book called Poetry RX, but adds there's also physical proof about the power of poetry.
When they image the brain, when people are listening to poetry, they see changes in the reward circuitry.
It can be simple if it's something that they connect with.
She adds one of her favorites is return to love.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
How dope is that, right? Like, they are really out here prescribing poetry. And all of my artists out there know that that is facts. Like, hands down, that's facts. Like, it really is an outlet and it helps so much in life. So I want to end y'all out with some special poetry. We want to close this out with giving love, light, and encouragement to the community, to the Black woman out there. I hope you guys enjoy. Poem by Mika J, aka Galaxy. Black woman. Black woman, love yourself. Black woman, be yourself. Black woman, when God created you, he put a little in his pep. Black woman, I believe in you. Black woman, I am you. Black women, our children are dying every day, left and right. Black women, they are testing our existence while determined to burn out our lights. Black women, we must stick together and unite. Black women, they know the power we collectively possess when we all coincide. I said what I said. Black woman, you have been placed on the bottom for way too long. Black woman, know your place. So when you're sitting at the top, you can acknowledge the goddess you are. Black women, we are the originals, but we have created a world of children that have turned against us. Black women, we are the goddess. Black women, you are dripping with gold. Black woman, the sun embraces all of your modes. Listen to me. Black woman, stand for what's right. Having your cake and eating it too, well, ain't that what you're supposed to do? Black woman, love yourself. You deserve the universe. The world is of man's and your eyesight is far beyond his plans. So, Black woman, love and be happy. Black woman, stand proud and demand respect. Whether the world sees it or not, you were the beginning and you will be the end. Black woman.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister.